Welcome everybody to the last game of the triple header here in the on the CCA side. Opening weekend's been exciting, but now we get to wrap it up here. Defending champs PSU Blue versus IVC Diamond Rays. I'm Kyon. DRF pinch hitting in at the last moment due to circumstances. DRF fresh off of the last set. How are you feeling now?
I'm still pumped from that last set. So I'm excited to carry that energy into this next set between, like you said, the reigning champions PSU Blue and one of what has been the hottest teams the past 3 seasons in just consistent growth, the IVC Diamond Rays. However, the IVC Diamond Rays and PSU Blue both looking a little bit different this season, losing some key members from last season. So I think that's going to be an interesting storyline to follow between both of these teams. How do they make the adjustments, losing key players on either side?
That's gonna be the big thing to keep an eye on for both these teams. I do agree with you, especially with Penn State Blue. By the way, their keys to victory leading into this set here. Keep an eye on team rotations, obviously the strong mental, and of course being prepared. I mean, let's be real. Every team needs to be prepared, especially for this Penn State Blue, which, as you mentioned, completely different look with key members, as you mentioned, leaving, being swapped out or leaving. I'm gonna be intrigued to see how this plays out. Game 1 is going to be underway there. Penn State's going to be on your orange or yellow colored side. On the other side, IVC Diamond Rays coming in. We take a look at the weapons so far. Of course, Vapor is on that custom Explo with the triple splash.
Yep. So they are going to be kicking things off here, as this zone early on going to be contested, going a little bit back and forth. It seems like Penn State's the one that grabs it first, but IVC very quick to respond. And right off the bat, it does seem like that IVC is actually in the driver's seat here over the reigning champs. And it seems like that Vapor's going to have to go ahead and pop that splashdown. IVC really trying to make a statement here in the opening minute.
Yeah, IVC Diamond Rays, really good start right out of the gate here on Roll Ramen zones, and of course Penn State is able to get that one back. But hey, great start. You want to get the momentum going in your direction now. You have the comp that, of course, Carbon Roller Deco, the Wiper, and you have all the pain to support this push coming in. I'm gonna be excited to see how this plays out here. Penn State, though, what is their response? They got Jay on that ink brush, kind of just lurking large. They aren't able to keep the zone for a little bit longer, at least for now, but they will get the lead change, much needed lead change for Penn State.
Yeah, and now just both of these teams trying to find a way to break through here. Penn State just trying to get the lockout going, but Sapphire comes up big with that pencil shot. 2 members down on the side of Penn State, and now IVC is back in control of this zone, trying to break through this penalty, but that Carbon Roller gets out just maybe a little bit too far, so it doesn't seem like this penalty is going to go away in its entirety, as now Snow and Vapor, I believe, are the last 2 standing. No, never mind, just Snow now. So IVC once again back in control, and this time it seems like they're in a position to break through that penalty and start putting points on the board.
And that's what I'm going to see if IVC Diamond Rays can keep this one up. As soon as I was hoping that they would keep this one up, Vapor just takes out one. The rest of the team follows suit. Penn State gets lead flip. Now let's flip the script the other direction. We got Penn State. They are trying to lock them up the same way. They're playing very aggressive onto the base for Diamond Rays to boot. Vapor's gonna have to wisely retreat, but this aggression is throwing Diamond Rays off just a tiny bit. Sapphire is using this soda at this stage. Gonna be curious to see how this one plays out. Nova's they're lurking large, but Penn State out of the penalty points here. GRF, this aggression seems to be working. Userless is trying to find members, not able to find them anymore. It's 2 members down, and Penn State recovered nicely.
Ooh, and actually, I was going to say, it seems like Penn State has the lockout here, and they should be able to take the knockout, but with the numbers the way they are right now, actually last-ditch effort here, yeah, they'll pull it off. I am kind of surprised. It seemed like Penn State was, at least the way that the HUD on the top was indicating, they were at a numbers disadvantage for the entirety of the last 30 seconds. But it always felt like there was more people on the field than there actually were for Penn State. I think that's just how much pressure that they were putting on, how much ink they were putting down, and IVC just could not break through.
I love that Penn State was very opportunistic. By the way, on this Robo Ramen zones where lockout potential was just very very high. You noted there too. It was 2 members down, but at that point it was basically 2 members down with about 5 points left remaining basically for Penn State Blue. The margin of error was a lot high for Penn State Blue to fumble that one and give up the point that way. They just have to focus on painting it just like that, and that's when that's what I would love to see out of Penn State. They've with the members being flipped out and in, a little bit of a roster shuffle now. Nova's being brought up to blue. I was intrigued to see how the dynamic works. They didn't look like they missed a beat so far.
No, it certainly does not seem like they have missed a beat quite yet. Well, I'll actually take that back a little bit. That opening was rough.
Yeah.
It certainly was not the same way that we have seen Penn State last season. I think they're still trying to figure out, how does Nova fit into this equation? Because the other 3 members are running it back, but with this big replacement here, how do you play around this new player? So it certainly seemed like it took them a little bit of time to kind of shake off those initial, I'm just going to say, nerves and, hey, this is the start of our campaign to run it back. So it definitely just seemed like that the first game, a little bit of jitters there, but once they finally got into that lockout position, they started to really work together very well. And the pressure was just phenomenal there, to, preventing IVC from breaking through. So now we're going to dive, though, into game number 2, Tower Control, Manta Maria. And Kyon, take a look at these compositions.
Well, and the compositions that come out here. As you mentioned, IVC Diamond Rays had a great start to the previous game. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same explosive start possibly leak through. Nezu switching over to the ranged blaster. Love the pick, especially for Manta Tower Control, where there's a lot of ledges to work around. And on the side of Penn State, they got the splash, which almost feels like a traditional pick at this point. But they got double T-Tech. Actually, don't be fooled. The other The other order replica weapon that is the T-Tech kit. So they got double trip strikes across the board. I think I just saw 3 of the rest of the team going down. Penn State's like, no, we'll take your start for the previous one. We'll do it in our own way. It's the first checkpoint clear for Penn State.
Ooh, yeah, those were some really big picks there by Penn State, and they're going to put up a lot of points here, as Vapor is going to get shut down. Snow going down as well. Make it 3 down. It's just Jay who's going to get wiped out as well. Delayed wipe. IVC neutralizing this tower. And honestly, given that they were wiped out as quickly as they were, stopping this tower at 59 points remaining, I 100% take that if I'm IVC.
Yeah, that's a great hold, especially when the second checkpoint gets a little interesting to work around, because that is a critical checkpoint you want to clear if you're the team pushing on offense.
Oh,
we have I think you and I both did, DRF. I think the lobby may have exploded.
I think it did. So this does fit with the disconnect rules. So Soap is very confident in that and will end the game. So this does fall within line of the replay conditions. So we'll go ahead and run this one back. Maybe change hosts, ? Because with multiple DCing the way that they did, that's definitely more of a concern for hosting at that point.
I don't think I've seen a situation where the replay rules get played and both teams lose multiple, let alone IVC Diamond Rays who lost 2 in the row. I don't think a 2v3 is optimal in any sort of the fashion for that on that front. And yeah, as you mentioned, I think so quickly recognizing, oh yeah, we're still within limits here, so let's just get everybody back in and try this one out.
I guess the question here is, who does the replay apply to? Because both teams disconnected.
That's what I'm wondering here. We're gonna need to have you, DRF, or somebody else who's more on the fly.
I'll sort this out with them right now, Kyo. But feel free to take it away as we kind of continue through this one, and we'll get this sorted out in the back end real quick.
I'll let you do your thing. By the way, shout outs to you for looking over that while we are working on some interesting duties here. So let's put it this way. So IVC Diamond Rays in game 1, they had probably an excellent start. It could have been because PSU Blue needed some time to boot up, but in this particular map, we flipped the script the other direction. PSU started off with a nice little wipeout, no problem, and then they were starting to push up forward. IVC had a great defensive stop. Then I think that's where the push kind of got stalled out, stuck in neutral, and then we saw what ended up happening to the lobby. So that's kind of where we stand. Both teams going back with the usual weapons. Take 2, we try this again once more, but now you got a good feel for each other in that second game. I wouldn't be surprised if things change just a tiny bit, as that is still being ironed out there from on that side. Hopefully, I'd like to know what the replay is charged to down the road.
It seems like, so I'm talking with both teams real quick between that game there. We're not going to charge the replay to either team because both teams had disconnects, and it's really hard to say, hey, it's this team's particular disconnect that caused it. So these teams are just going to play on for now. Both teams at this stage will hold on to their replay, but as Sapphire going to come up with a big pick there. So we play on. That's kind of the what we're going to go with. Both teams hold on to replays.
So a mulligan, if you will. Just the last game never really happened. At that point. Yeah, and I can understand that, too, with how everything happened in the split second. Back to the game at hand, though. Cooler's been dished out there by Sapphire. Faber's trying to lurk large from the side there, but one member from Penn State, Snow, actually going down. It's the first checkpoint cleared. Different story this go-around with this particular game. Instead of the wipeout, IVC Diamond Ray is able to get at least a very minor lead, but not there. They're able to at least clear the first checkpoint. The first checkpoint pretty easy to clear just in that quick succession. Somehow, IVC Diamond Ray is still with a decent control of mid, but they are losing members. Now Penn State finally in the driver's seat. They took out 3 members down. Should be the first checkpoint, and then the lead change coming up here shortly, DRF.
Yeah, they should get it, barring some sort of massive stop here. So there it is, and now they're going to start progressing towards that second checkpoint. Nezu trying to work these ledges here with the blaster, but just kind of seems to be on the wrong side of these walls to make any sort of big plays happen. Penn State already stretching past where they had left the tower off in the previous game, so they're making a pretty solid push here, and it really feels like we're kind of back to where we had left off.
Yeah, effectively speaking, it's pretty much, well, we left off just how we got there with a different story. By the way, look at Diamond Rays. Minus the Weber that went down, they had 3 specials available. Wavebreaker just got used. No Trizuka, it has to be rebuilt. Pencil's has the cooler that is available and actually just used. One member's gonna have to run up there and pick up that cooler as soon as they can. But at that point, though, Penn State not really trying to bite off more on this one. They're still trying to look out for wins there. The specials didn't get full advantage whatsoever. Penn State still pushed this tower quite nicely. We do get to see Wetsoap trying to lurk large, but no, going down. Nova's there with the Octoshot replica, and once again, Penn State driving more of the points main. Close to the third checkpoint. It's 2 down on both sides.
Ooh, but this tower's still going. Jay gonna get shut down by that Zuka, and finally PSU is gonna stall this push here. Not before Snope, I think, tacks on 1 more point there. So 16 points remaining is what Penn State will have to settle for, as we are now pushing on. Yeah, I mean, both of these teams just still going at it. IVC on the back foot, but they're still hanging in there. And with these 2 picks, 3 picks, this could be something for IVC if they can just get on that tower fast enough and keep the pressure up.
The thing is they got those picks, but the tower was in the middle of resetting there, so Diamond Race is still having to deal with this momentum. But Soap was able to take out Nova just like that, and I would love to see how this one continues to progress right along there. As Diamond Rays, they should be able to keep up this momentum. It looks like the push is getting stalled out there as we stand. And hey, Diamond Rays is still able to hold this one strong. There's two down there on the side of Penn State, but I'm gonna be intrigued to see how this one plays out. Still waiting to see how this works. I'll be able to get words back in my mouth here, DRF.
Certainly, as finally we're starting to see a little bit of pushback here from Penn State. IVC, though, did manage to get up to that second checkpoint, which is pretty solid. Now they're going to have another opportunity here to move up yet again and see if they can break through. I think if they break through that second checkpoint, they really do stand a chance here as they do find 2 picks, but that octo shot from above gonna make things difficult, and they do get the pick. Now they just need to handle this T-Tech. Snow over on the ledge there, and it seems like 3 Penn State players are gonna get ready here to collapse in on the tower. They're gonna wait for the exact last moment. Snow trying to build up that trip strikes to make something happen. And with our feed here getting cut off just a little bit, we're gonna miss just the ending here. And I think that PSU survived that. Yes, they do, by 7 points. So a fantastic stop there, presumably with the efforts of Snow and that trip strike coming in clutch.
And I got the other feed just to give you the quick rundown here to see how this played out. 2 members on IVC, Diamond Rays, by the way, DRF, with about 10 seconds, was pretty much the ones right on the tower. The crab tick was actually just popped out from Jay on that side. It was basically 2 members down, then retreating down the street to finish off the rest, and at that point, Penn State was able to climb themselves back in. There was a cooler that was dished out at the end there on top of it, DRF, but it was pretty much, in your words, too little, too late, and PSU is up 2-0. And I was, again, we talked about it when we started this set, was how does PSU Blue work with their roster without basically some of their key members from the previous seasons? Looks like they seem to be doing just fine right now.
Yeah, I mean, and IVC though is really giving them a run in each of these games. They're making them really work for it in a way that they just hadn't experienced in the previous season. So there, you can still definitely see the effects of it here. IVC, though, without Shabby this season, who has been on the all-div teams, despite that loss as well, IVC still looking really, really good. I mean, I feel like that with the additions here of Skull, Nezu, userless to round out this roster this season alongside Captain Soap, this team is already clicking. Like, yes, they're up against some really stiff competition here in week number 1, but these games are within grasp.
And I feel like some of it kind of goes back to how they've kind of been playing not just the first 2 games. It's obviously in strides there. Penn State's been executing at a much better level. But to your point, Diamond Rays looked pretty good. I feel like there's gonna be a map. One of the next 2 maps, hopefully down the road, we could be seeing Diamond Rays start to show up big time. But hey, this 3rd map is going to be pivotal. It's Sturgeon Rainmaker, which I have great memories of. You and I did at some distant time in the past. Going to be curious to know this. You know what I'm referring to, possibly.
I know exactly what you're referring to, and I really hope we don't see the same misplays followed by plays. So
I'm sure these teams will know to not do that. And it's a little bit of an inside joke for both of us. But you take a look at the weapons right now. By the way, there's an E leader on the side of Diamond Rays and a 96 Gal Deco, I believe, which on the side of Penn State, which actually intriguing changes. Gonna be curious to see how this one works out. It's okay. Nikki goes down. I think that was a snipe on top of it. 2 members have gone down. The rolled right-hand side for Vapor, and they get the checkpoint. Unbelievable work to start for Penn State, despite the crazy snipe.
Yeah, that was really, really hectic to get things started. I mean, we have the jumping snipe shot, and then Vapor just runs away with the Rainmaker to clear the first checkpoint. I know that Penn State is not super fond of this particular map, but they are doing just fine here. And Vapor just trying to capitalize as much as he can, just running it down with the Explo, just saying, hey, this might not be my best map mode, but if I just run it down, you can't stop me.
Yeah, and they got an earlier wipeout too. Now it's time for Penn State to just get Diamond Rays out of there. It's 2 members down. Nikki's in a great position, no longer in the greatest of positions. And now they're continuing to push onto this right-hand side. Triple splashdown, by the way, just getting used, trying to put paint down on the turf. It's 2 members down. The E leader, more importantly, going out. It's just a lone Tri-Nouveau. It's Jay trying to push right up ahead. They know the Tri-Nouveau's nearby. And Snow and the rest of Penn State still painting with a little bit of a vengeance, but they are going to have to retreat just a tiny bit, trying to play this one a little patiently there. And they're just moving just a bit up. But but it looks like this push is stalled. 32 points remaining past the first checkpoint. Not bad so far for Penn State. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I really do think that they could have gotten some more points there. I think they just wanted to play it a little bit more patient, see if they could secure the knockout safely. But they just said, hey, as long as we could keep it in a good position for us, we could just try to keep the pressure up, which is exactly what they're doing now. So yes, that push left something to be desired, but they're still in a fantastic position here as this Rainmaker does reset. There's a lot of this orange paint in mid right now, and IVC has a long ways to go, but they do get 2 quick picks here that could start to spell something.
Yeah, but will this amount to a whole lot? We do see Useless moving to the right-hand side. Skull taking the left-hand side, making this jump not too bad. But the Penn State all over that one, actually. Splatbomb was being chucked in. They knew this push was going to be coming into the right-hand side. It's probably one of the more optimal passes you could take. But Penn State, with a great defensive hold, able to put the stop on Diamond Ray's end. There is just an Ultra Stamp that is available from Userless, but they are going to just hold on to it in the meantime. Penn State is going to be content leaving this Rainmaker be and make sure that Userless goes down for sure, and Stone goes off on a double, and now Diamond Rays has no chance. It's 3 down. Penn State picks up the Rainmaker.
Oh, but Nezu is going to get a nice pick there. It's going to come from behind the Rainmaker. See if they could get a stop. And yes, they will. A nice pinch there with their teammate to shut down the Rainmaker. So they're going to go ahead and continue to try to bounce back here. They turned some defense into offense on that last possession. Going to try to do it once more. But this time, Penn State really fast to run down that Rainmaker. Jay shutting it down in a very difficult position for IVC because Penn State could pick this one up real quick and add more points to the board.
And I'm going to be curious to see how this one plays out there because Userless has the Ultra Stamp. Ultra Stamp, I believe, took out 2 members, throwing it on the side, but Vapor keeps themselves on. They know that this push is going to be moving to the right-hand side, but Vapor not able to get the pick. It's just the triple splashdown, maybe a panic triple splashdown, if you will, trying to get Paint down, trying to find anybody else that was left, but Vapor was just stuck in no man's land. And now Diamond Rays, by the way, not broken through the first checkpoint just at DRF. They still have to do just that, just to progress and get the lead further. But they are still forcing this left-hand push there. They gotta dodge through the whales. Skull hasn't dodged through every shot that's being fired at him, and Penn State once again is all over on the fence on this right-hand side, and Diamond Rays still can't break through.
Oh, but they are very quick to jump back in here, so they're going to try to see if they could keep this going. And no, with 2 members going down there, I don't think that's going to happen, as now Penn State trying to set up the final 15 seconds here, get this Rainmaker in a position that is difficult to shut down. There's Vapor, now going to try to drop it into the pit. This pit, very difficult to get these last second stops on. And it seems like they should be able to ride this one out safely. No! The hammer, I think, is what got that from the heavens. But it's still not going to be enough, as Penn State was there ready to pop it, grab it, and secure their 3rd game.
How about Penn State so far in this entire set? This is the one team I had some slight unknowns as we've alluded to multiple times, seeing how they adjust. And they're starting this set off strong with a 3-0 at match point. And yeah, Vapor was pretty much there on that pit trying to just stall this one. They had a decent lead, and Diamond Rays needed a lot more. As you mentioned before, the hammer from the heavens was a good stop, but Diamond Rays was really nowhere near the pit to basically pick up the Rainmaker. Anywho, they're all distracted with the other Penn State members just kind of defending it as much as they could. So though a great highlight-worthy play didn't really amount to a whole lot, unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things. And Penn State's up. Penn State at match point. Diamond Rays needs to pull off the coveted reverse sweep if they can win this one.
Yeah, and against Penn State, that is a very, very tall order. So I wish them luck in that endeavor. But hey, you're never out of it until that score says 4 points to the other team. So you've got 4 opportunities here to make something happen. Just take it 1 game at a time. That's all you really can do. And with Clamblitz Crableg on deck, another map mode that I feel like Penn State does not feel very strong about, just with my experience with interacting with them in the past. Crableg just doesn't seem to be one that they are very enthusiastic to play. So this could be an opportunity for IVC to capitalize, try to find some weaknesses and move with some purpose You know, if you can just kind of beat them to the punch, you'll be in a decent position to take your first game.
The member I'm looking out for Diamond Rays, if Userless goes back with the Wiper, this is a decent map actually, or the decent map itself, to dish out the Ultra Slam and find some good Wiper slashes. So if Userless can do a job to enable their team to get good pushes with clams, we could be seeing, hopefully, Diamond Rays kickstart their offense. But Penn State wants none of it at this point. They want to just win this, get this set over with. And hey, why not do it here? Here, Vapor, Jay, Nikki, and so are putting up one heck of a performance so far. Jay's going to the brush, Nikki's back to the 96 Gal Deco, and yeah, Userless, actually, yeah, going back to the Wiper. E-Leader is still on Diamond Rays end with Skull and Nezu on the Trinuvo. They're gonna keep almost a similar comp. I'm gonna need to see some plays coming out of the three front lines, primarily from Diamond Rays.
Yeah, and with this E-Leader pick as well, it does give him some good range to work with, be able to utilize those grates and these ledges to just reach out. But when you have someone like Snow who's not afraid to run it down and just cause some havoc to the back line, that's what's going to make this game difficult for IVC. So that's what they're going to have to continue to watch out for, because you do not want to allow Penn State that opportunity here. And with the Kraken also, Penn State's going to be moving quick, so IVC needs to do everything they can to match that pace.
And Diamond Race is kind of already starting at a small disadvantage painting-wise, because I don't think I've seen them go past mid at this stage, which you need to get some total control there. As you mentioned, Snow at least getting the decent trade throws Diamond Rays a bit off, which allows Penn State to move up forward. Sure, they didn't even spawn a power climb yet, but hey, you want to get a good control, get everybody set up. You got the Kraken pretty much to disperse the rest of Diamond Rays around, and I love what Penn State is doing so far. Even though we're stuck into this slugfest where it's just 1-for-1 trade, nobody really moving up quite yet. I feel like something will break through. Maybe so. That's gonna be 2. That's gonna be 3. Soap finds 1, and now this is their time for Diamond Rays to get this first push up ahead. But they don't have the clams. They no longer have any to work with. It's just 3. Nikki shuts out 2, and again, Diamond Rays, they got 3 done out of Penn State. Didn't amount to anything. Not with the power climb that was spawned. That they tried to spawn.
What I would like to see out of IVC is to utilize the specials a little bit faster. Like, yes, it's important to coordinate, but when you have the special and you're in a decent enough position, just pop it. Because I think that's one thing that they might just be a little bit slow on those uptakes to really start, doing something with it, because there's been many times so far in this first 2.5 minutes
Nezu!
Where we've... Ooh, Nezu with a nice stop, but I don't think that's going to stop this push at all. First power climb should be scored. Make that 2 power clams. But yeah, like, Penn State's moving so quickly that you just need to get those specials out there. And otherwise you're just going to lose it, if you go down with Penn State running right into your face. And with 3 down here, this is a great opportunity now to start moving up and to start utilizing some of these specials to just force Penn State to be slow out of spawn as Soap gets 1, looking to pick a second, but not going to be able to do so. But hey, that's the type of thing that we need to see out of IVC if they're going to capture a game.
And the Diamond Rays, as you know there too, they're playing almost at a very slow, methodical pace, just trying to make the correct plays that they needed to do. But when you play so passively compared to Penn State, who's just, as you mentioned, in your face, as Diamond Rays takes 2 members out just like that. Let's see if this builds up to a push though.
Skull!
When you're playing behind there, as Skull gets a few more seconds. Okay, let's hang on to that one. Let's see if Diamond Rays can build the space they need. This is the first time they've gotten past mid, or rather the second time, correction. Vapor goes down. That is part of their anchor going down on top of it. Userless down on the other side as well. There's the cooler that was dished out. Maybe it's their time to start moving up ahead if they can have that power clamp, which they don't have right now. That's the key thing. They're still stuck in small clamps territory here, and Penn State is realizing that, hey, they don't have power clamp yet. We can still play to our tempo. Until now, maybe this is... Diamond Rays still needs to find that opening as much as they can, and they're still taking members out of Penn State, though.
Oh, but Useless jumping in. You need to pop that hammer, but no, it's not going to be in time. They're going to get shut down before they could use it. But hey, they had the cooler, so they still have it. They can try to get some jump-ins. It seems like that's what they're going to be trying to do here, and they did get a score off. So that does tighten this lead just enough to where 2 power clams will get them the lead. They don't have crack and cheese or anything to work with, so this is going to have to be a coordinated push to the basket to win this one. As Penn State looks like they have just decided at this point, hey, we're just going to go ahead and play this a little bit safer, see if we can just hold the defense for 30 more seconds, and that's what they should do at this point. Just as long as they don't score 2 power clams, you'll walk away with a match victory.
Yeah, but the key, but the important thing to note is still the fearless play from Penn State. They're still gonna go right at you. It's 2 members down, by the way. It's a full wipeout, and that is a disastrous result for Penn State. But where's the follow-up? This has to happen right now. There's a 1 power clam chucked in. They're throwing all the small clams that they have. And now here's that hammer there, but there's still clams and userless's end. This could be the difference. No, the rest of Diamond Rays work was right there, and that turned out to be a disaster for Penn State on defense. Diamond Rays runs themselves back. We keep the set going here, DRF.
And I think you pointed it out because, I think what I was saying is what maybe Penn State should have done, and what you were saying is what they were actually doing, which was a little bit contradictory. I think they were just feeling really confident, and like you said, they continued to just run it down and just play it in your face, see if they could just get IVC to stutter step just enough to run out the timer, push them so far back that they couldn't even run from one end of the map to the other to score, and it ended up biting them in the butt here a little bit. So it's a little bit, what had been working for them for 3 games just kind of fell apart for them here. So IVC takes their first game of the set here. It is now 3-1. Let's see if they could keep this momentum going.
I mean, typical conventional thought here, DRF, is you play safe, you have a decent lead, your win condition is just 2 power clams plus. Penn State, their identity, you saw that, I think Snow and Jay, maybe both of them, were trying to run up and make sure to distract Diamond Rays as much as they can. That is the one time, DRF, they should have not done that. And the reason being is they had a decent lead. You know that in a wipeout scenario where they had 1 power clam, they can get total control of your area. Sure, Userless did have a few clams in their possession when they popped the hammers. They couldn't bang it in right away, but the rest of the team followed suit. Sure, that is the one nitpick I'll note there, but Penn State, the one time you did not need to play aggressive is the one time you ended up doing it, and they find themselves in a wipeout situation. But you can't. But for Penn State, don't let it get to you. You still have 3 more opportunities to run it home there. But for Diamond Rays, that's a good start for them.
Certainly. Well, this has been really thrilling for me to watch so far, to commentate as well. But we have our regularly scheduled commentator for this match, who has finally made it back into their dorm here to bring you home on these back 3 games, because I believe these 2 teams have agreed to play all 7. So I'm going to go ahead and step out here. Keon, a privilege as always to commentate with you. Inkai, let's go ahead and bring this one home.
Yeah, for sure. Inkai, we welcome you to the chair. How are you doing? How are you at least feeling despite everything that happened prior?
I'm a little tilted because I was sitting downstairs for an hour and a half. I wanted to commentate this set because I'm actually very excited to see both of these 2 teams. IVC Diamond Rays, I commentated one of their sets in the road trip LAN. It was, I believe, losers quarterfinals where they rightfully took the victory against Reef Runners, and for PSU, they're besides being the returning champs from last season, I've actually been getting some coaching from Jay, and he's been helping me a lot. So I wanted to see how both of these teams would do against each other.
Well, buckle up just to get you up to speed here. It's a 3-1 set so far for Penn State Blue. Penn State Blue on the yellow colored side. It will be Diamond Rays on the blue there. And we start with Penn State again. The same story from the previous games that DRF and I did. They've been playing very fast and loose and aggressive, but they're finding themselves in situations where maybe not the right time to do so. And they're still taking out on some of these points as the rest of Diamond Rays is still trying to chase themselves back up. And at this stage, Useless using the hammer there should be seen a zone split here momentarily. Inkai, this is a good start for Penn State.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm still, my mind is still okay. All right, IVC Diamond Rays getting back the zone. Nikki trying to force in with the Kraken. He's able to find one, trying to camp the jump, gets the jump, and trying to get the pencil. I believe the pencil jumps out. Yep. And now PSU Blue gets control of the zone again. Weird that they're PSU Blue, but their ink color is not blue. But I mean, just how the game is.
The typical Splatoon game moment there, and I love that Penn State's still trying to play up in your face so far. They're still trying to play as aggressive as they can, trying to lock out Diamond Rays as much as possible. Inkai with Soaps on the left-hand side with the Crab Tank trying to pop that one through to no success there. Still need to see the response from Diamond Rays. You had a great momentum, but Penn State is still locking out there. Well, it is 3 down, so let's look and see how Diamond Rays respond here, Inkai.
Diamond Rays get back in the zone, trying to set up on the opponent's stack. Another Kraken going in, trying to force through. This time not really working out too well. Got the Wiper goes down. Zuka's out on Nezu's side. Able to run down. Okay.
and at that point Nezu's like, no, let's not try to bite off more on that one. And I don't necessarily blame Nezu whatsoever. Now we look at basically how Diamond Rays has kind of been positioning themselves there. They got the cooler and the stamp, which the stamp takes out 2. That was really nice from Userless, by the way. And hey, maybe this is the start for something big here from Diamond Rays. See if they can continue with the same success. Sure, you ended up trading, but Diamond Rays will be at least content, at least for about a few seconds. Nikki using the Kraken nicely. Inkai, it looks like Diamond Rays is going to be finally out of the penalty points for nope, I take that back. They are not out of the penalty points yet.
As you said that, PSU Blue is able to start contesting the zone, but IVC Diamond Rays is taking back control. Neither teams don't really have a lot of resources. They only have one special. PSU Blue only has one special, which is a splashdown. Oh, they popped out the cooler. Nikki was able to get Vapor was able to get 1, gets 2, and there's the Kraken on the side, allowing them to retake the zone and the opponent's plat. See if they can lock out the game and get the knockout from here.
That wipeout was much needed from Penn State there, because Penn State was basically ended up trading left and right. You saw Diamond Rays. Userless is definitely having the game that they really needed, but at the same point, Diamond Rays still can't make it their way past mid, and this is looking to be Penn State's game to take home. They just got to finish out the last 5 points remaining there. Not until maybe the zone's being neutralized, maybe a few seconds, just drawing this one out as much as possible. Inkai, Penn State Blue wins the set 4-1. What a showing for Penn State Blue so far. What did you like coming out of that match?
I liked how PSU Blue was able to play like fast and aggressive enough, and despite not having cooler, which is one of the most interesting things. I believe last season too. I don't remember them using cooler all that much, but they're still able to take back control with the extra specials they have, and with the long range AOE that Vapor's Explode provides, allows for a lot of good support on the zone.
Yeah, and Penn State Blue pretty much taking that one all the way home very nicely. On top of it, 4-1, great start for Penn State Blue. Diamond Rays will have to take on a loss here, losing this set 1-4, but it is CCA tradition. Inkai, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the CCA tradition of.
Yep.
Even though the set
all 7. I was here last season.
Good. So both teams will be going into the next one. It is I bear with me here, having to recalibrate what game we're in. This would be the 6th map of this best of 7 set. Would be Hagglefish Market Tower Control, assuming that the team wants to go to Hagglefish Tower Control the rate we're going.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Maybe they want to. I was wondering about that for a hot second. So Inkai, you joined midway there. Hopefully you got yourself back front. And you mentioned what has been why were you intrigued to see this match? You said you had a lot of coaching out of JM and then friends with the others from Diamond Race to boot.
Yeah, I commentated one of their sets back in the CCA road trip land, I think like 3 weeks ago or so. It was like for like all the California, like most of like the SoCal schools. I was able to commentate their set against one of the teams at my school, Reef Runners, where they rightfully beat them because, okay, I'm gonna preface this. I got the permission from Reef Runners to hate on them. I got the permission. I have the permission, but I don't know. I don't think they can make it out of Div 1, or like I don't think they're not gonna make it to playoffs. Respectfully.
Well, so at least you got permission for that one there, Inkai. But now that we're that you got that excitement out of the way, we have of course the tradition that is being played here. Game 6. Of course, I always like to preface with the typical theoretical point of maybe they will treat this as a scrim or they'll just play silly. Since you've been in this play all 7 environment, Inkai, what would your team normally do? Again, trying to recollect my brain here. If you have been in this CCA tradition before.
Usually, like when I was on Refrunners last season, if we for the play all 7, we just kind of we usually just went with our comps that we already planned out. Unless if there's like a sub, we would just keep the players that are in there just to like make it not eat up time because you have to do all this switching out everything.
Yep.
But other than that, yeah, we just played it normally. It didn't really meme too hard. Although I don't know, I feel like Jay has a different idea with that by going the Tenacity Golden Arrow Spray. Tenacity is one of my favorite abilities in this game. Using one of the favorite abilities in this game, I like to also use it with the short range shooters, except I use it with Sploosh instead of Arrow Spray.
I feel like a lot of weapons would be played other than the gold spray or the gold arrow spray for that matter. There. Okay, actually, if I look at the lobby right here, Inkai, 7 of the 8 are actually probably legitimate weapons that would actually be played. Then Jay just decides to go off script for the rest of Penn State. So Penn State's working with 3/4 serious and then 1/4 tenacity arrow spray. I'm gonna be excited to see what Jay even does with this gold spray. The first checkpoint being cleared pretty nicely. Gonna be curious to see how this one plays out.
Be able to take first check. IVC Diamonds is able to get back tower. Jay is trying to do his best to farm to farm Booyah Bombs in the background. Throws one out. Doesn't really get much value. Nezu's trying to go in with the range blaster, see if they can get a couple more picks. Challenges the X-Blow. Oh, is barely unable to secure the kill. And now PSU Blue is starting to retake control back in mid, and he's starting to prepare to push the tower. Ooh, Vapor tries to get in the splash down, but is canceled and is unable to kill anybody. Useless with the Wiper here is trying to fight off the shot. Gets the T-Tech, and he's now trying to make an opening for him to push tower.
And I'll be seeing how Diamond Race responds. I love some of the slashes that Useless already had. They got an Ultra Stamp ready to go if Useless can make this one work. But the rest of the team, however, needs to go up with Useless. It's 2 members down on Diamond Race. This is gonna slow this one tremendously. We do see the crafting being used from the Splat Dualies on Diamond Ray's lair. Gonna be excited to see if Useless can flank. No, not anymore. Penn State shuts down Useless. There will be no hammer to boot, and it will be still trying to dive this one pretty deep here, and it's just members being staggered left and right for Diamond Race. Penn State wants none of it. It's a wipeout, and Penn State wiping out Diamond Race. They're gonna try to get the push restarted.
Jay's trying to open up the team with the Booyah Bomb, using the cover on the right side, is able to get Sapphire on the pick. Now they're trying to go push up the second check. As A's gets past the jump and then puts another Booyah Bomb. What was that, like 10 seconds? I don't know. That was way too fast for another Booyah Bomb. But now they're trying to get back. Oh, we're barely not able to go start second check. And now IVC Diamond Rays is pushing them back with the Crab Tank, and there's a hammer on the back and a cooler as well. This is their time to make a strong push right now.
But how? Where can that push start for Diamond Rays if they can? They're just staggered left and right there. They're losing members left and right on top of it. Penn State, sure, they lost 2 of their own, but they're okay. I take that back. They lost 3. Now the rest of Diamond Rays is trying to collapse onto them. It's just a Gold Spray and a Rapid Blaster Deco. The only ones trying to keep themselves alive. Usually is using the stand, trying to see if they can find anybody with it. And is not able to get much value. Okay, they get the trade onto Nick. A nice little hammer toss there for Useless, but that's really all it's gonna be. Penn State is just going to be content keeping the tower stuck at mid. Diamond is just having no chance to respond for the most part. And sure, maybe it might be the Gold Spray's fault for the most part here from Jay, but Penn State's been playing this one very nicely.
Yeah, Penn State's been playing this really well. They've been doing a good job at taking control of mid and pushing their advantage state to get as many points as they can. And now Diamond Rays is trying to follow back with the Crab that was unable to find any picks. We got the hammer and we have the cooler ready, and then Wetz is also trying to go in, but unfortunately gets splatted in the middle of it. And then there's a hammer chasing Snow. He's able to kill him right when he's trying to climb on the sponge. And now 2 of the members are set up in on PSU's court, and now they've already taken the lead. They're on second check. They can see if they might be able to break it here if they're able to get a couple more picks. PSU's 2 down. Oh, just got back, but there's another 2 down. Nezu's Useless has another hammer, but unfortunately gets unfortunately dies to a stray shot from the X-Blow. But now Jay's back with Jay's back trying to Booyah, and then they're able to push him off. Now, now it's PSU Blue's turn time to take back the lead.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to deal with the tower just slowly resetting back to mid there. That was a great response from Diamond Rays overall, with Userless lurking large and the rest of the team to follow suit. Now we gotta see if Penn State Blue has the chance to fight back. This is their only time to make this push happen, but now you gotta reassert control. Splat delusion, by the way, going down is huge. Userless does have the hammer that is available if they can make this one work. 7 seconds left to go on the clock. We do see one member down from Penn State. That's T-Tech going down on top of it. Brains Blaster has gone down. And as long as they stay on the tower, this will at least be overtime. And it will be Penn State. It's going to be Vapor that uses the triple slash and has to hurry back up the tower. The inkjet's been popped up there. Penn State Vapor's moving up to the right-hand side. There's a sniper that has gone down. They're approaching the second checkpoint. And they have 2 members. They got the Rage Blaster down. And Vapor goes down right in the tower nicely. Diamond Rays was able to successfully hold. And they will win Game 6 of this best of 7, even if the point unfortunately will not matter in the grand scheme of things.
Nice job on IVC Diamond Rays for being able to push past that second checkpoint and get all the way down to what was it? It was like
23,
30?
I think.
Yeah, 23. Yeah, that was a really good push when they had the specials and they were able to go for the picks. Shoutouts to Userless being able to get in PSU Blue's core and stall them to make sure that they couldn't attack the tower at all.
Yeah, Userless really having the game that they really needed in this 6-1. Obviously, it's gonna feel really nice for Diamond Rays to win this sixth game, even if it doesn't count in the official stats. But again, I asked you the same question, Inkai, about how it is in a in this best of 7. I'm not sure if you've been on the losing end and you end up doing the play all 7. Does it still feel nice to at least win some of the games, even if it doesn't count the official record from a team standpoint?
Yeah, it does. I mean, at least even if you don't officially it doesn't officially count to the sets, at least you get a little more practice. And if you win, and even if you win the next seed, even if you go 4-3, you'll still get the feeling that you were pretty even with them. That it wasn't you didn't get completely washed.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it will definitely feel very good for morale for Diamond Rays in the grand scheme of things. We go on to Game 7 now. The Game 7 in West Scorch Rainmaker. If you're here for the previous Div 4 set, we saw a very nutty finish to the game. I'd hope to see the same here. Obviously, Penn State wants to add a little bit more cherry on top by winning a 5th game here unofficially, but Diamond Rays still wanting to win at least the remaining 2 maps, to at least get morale out of this one. And on a really good note, I'll be able to speak words, I swear, on that one, everybody. But hey, Diamond Rays still trying to get things through. Hey, in a play all 7 scenario, why not play weapons that you are very familiar with, unless your name is Jay, apparently, Kai.
Yeah, Jay's just my goat like that. He pulls out the crazy weapons. Well, let's see if he pulls out anything crazy today. But anyways, since this is the final game, I feel like both teams could do whatever they want. They can go all balls to the wall.
I mean, they totally could. Maybe we could be seeing the same scenario: 7 out of 8 weapons being serious, and then you'll have Jay, which again we noted Jay because it's Tenacity Arrow Spray, which raises a lot of questions from some people in the viewing audience, including me. For you are very excited, of course, Inkai. But hey, if Jay dishes out anything silly, maybe this is another map for them to entertain the silly here. So let's see. I'm gonna be curious if Penn State does it or if Jay goes back. Okay, Jay's just going back.
Okay, Jay gets back.
All right, I'm cool with that too. But hey, I do see a roller on the other side. It's just a regular splat roller from Nezu being the big change.
Yep. Roller, I don't know. Roller is roller is one of my favorite weapons. It's just really fun, sharking around and and being able to pop up and get those quick kills once you need it. And it's actually really strong right now too, especially with Pencil being able to help pay for it really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see if Nezu is able to do that. But Penn State is gonna be like, nah, not really. I don't think we want to have a chance for the roller to do a whole lot. That's already the first checkpoint broken through. Sniper, by the way, going down. There's still a lot of opportunities for Penn State to strike big. The Splat suit does go down on top of it, and then it will be Snow taking out Soap. So now they're just trying to move up ahead. The clear's been dished out. Userless gets one, but the Rainmaker still goes a little bit further. It's 36 points remaining. It's just the excuse me. I thought it was a regular Splat Dualies. It's an Embering Splat Dualies, by the way. Double, triple splashdown. Yes, words I just said in front of a live audience. Sapphire picks up the Rainmaker, and then Diamond Race is just trying to race to the other side.
See, alright, Sapphire trying to rush the first checkpoint. Nezu pulling out the bubble to help support, but the whales are going right through it. Sapphire is able to dunk it, trying to run back, see if they can continue this pop. The two are farther up into PSU Blue's base, and that's gonna be the time. Sapphire just got picked off by Jay with the brush. Gets down 2. Let's see if he can go to force third. Or no, trades. Well, it does not trade, but like it's an assist trade. With Wet Soap, and now PSU Blue has the Rainmaker back, putting it back into mid to see if they can either score some more points or it's just stall it out.
And maybe Penn State Blue might try to bite off for more points. They got a lot of time left on the clock, so they're not in a very precarious situation to try to basically panic if they're in that wipeout situation. You got the triple splashdown being dished out there. I think members just all went down to some sort of bomb. I'm gonna have to double check on this one. Nezu's right there on the roller, is trying to officially roll down Snow, but the Rainmaker's gonna be stuck in its path. The Userless is moving to the right-hand side. Nezu's able to sneak through, gets Jay once more, and the second one. Nova's gone down on top of Nezu on a clinic there. That's 3 splats to Nezu's name. Now using the curling ball. Let's see if Nezu can find a little bit more to enable this team. They're gonna pop this bubbler here, if anything. The hammer's been dished out on top of it, trying to carve out the path, but the Rainmaker drops behind him. And Penn State Blue with a critical stop there, but they're gonna pick up this Rainmaker before running into the Trizuka shot from distance. Very, very silly and crazy fight that is basically happening on this side of the fence. No matter what ends up happening, though, the Rainmaker is stuck in its path. Diamond Rays can't progress further, and Inkai Penn State Vapor picks up the Rainmaker anywho.
That's valiant effort from IVC Diamond Rays, but was stopped with PSU Blue's excellent defense. Now they're trying to now they're back on the defense, trying to see if they can get a pick on the Rainmaker so they can continue doing another push to see if they can get the lead. But as of now, oh wait, the roller is able to pop up and jump scare the Rainmaker and leading to the wipeout. Now is their chance. Roller and the Dualies are going straight in. Roller has the bubbler, is gonna set it up. Oh, but it dies in the process by Vapor. Everyone, but they were able to get the rest of their team to set up. Wet Soap has the crab. Oh, but they get 2 down when the hammer could have painted them a path to lead.
Yeah, that's a critical stop that Penn State definitely needed. Maybe Diamond Rays might have been just a tad too late positioning wise, but still okay. Diamond Rays is still trying to go right forward. They're still trying to make this push happen. They got 3 members down, by the way, from Penn State's end. This is still great timing for Diamond Rays. They're now trying to loop this one around, trying to see if they can break it through. They still don't get the lead. Unbelievably, Vapor is able to get a few more picks, and that will be 3 members going down on top of it. Diamond Rays loses 3, and this push gets stalled. Jay picks up the Rainmaker, not going for the reset, still keeping the Rainmaker in their hands. 50 seconds left to go on the clock here for this 7th game, and they're going to keep this Rainmaker kind of in a stalling position there, and the lobby blows up. What an interesting scenario we just found.
Wasn't this the second time that this happened?
I'm
pretty sure I remember seeing what happening on Manta Tower.
Yup. Welcome to the reset. Now, thankfully, it happened in a game that ultimately will not matter in the grand scheme of things. It kind of takes the wind out of the sail, though, for what could be a very tense finish.
Well, I mean, it's still technically even if you think about it. They're both.
Yeah,
it's a 3v3. It's just a 3v3, not a 4v4. You know.
That is very true. Well, Penn State is like, okay, well, we got the 3v3, we got the wipeout, there's the curling bomb. Now, wisely between, but they got 36 seconds. All you need to do if you're Vapor is to just retreat for the hills and not try to bite off more for the KO. And we end this very interesting Game 7. Despite it finishing with a 3v3, Penn State will take the unofficial Game 7, the unofficial scoreline being 5-2. Everybody's a winner, however, in Game 7.
Yeah, it was a great Rainmaker match. You know, it was great to see IVC Diamond Rays able to get that push, but not able to well, was unable to get lead, but we're still able to fight back and continue the push. But Vapor was able to put a stop to that right away with the double on the Rainmaker and the hammer trying to carve a path for it.
Yeah, and yeah, and it worked out super well for Penn State Blue, and that is going to effectively wrap up the tradition play all seven. The final scoreline is going to be Penn State Blue 4, IVC Diamond Rays 1. Inkai, with all the shenanigans you got it before, I'm glad you're able to hop in to cover the last 4 games with me as we do. So hey, all the credit to you. Let's take a look at the stats that we saw, and this was the one that DRF and I ended up doing. If we look at the score line there, Sapphire tried their best as the sniper on Diamond Rays, but look at the balance effort we see from Penn State for the zones map, which was the first game of the set there with Vapor playing a lot for their team. This game was pretty much was a knockout despite some of the back and forth that we ended up seeing.
Just looking from the stats here, PSU's offense was very strong, although Sapphire did a good job at supporting and painting their team along with the shot, both getting similar points throughout the match, only the shot getting 3 more. But Sapphire despite that was still only able to die only died once and was able to pop out 5 coolers for the other team. But PSU Blue has just such strong players and weapons. They're able to get away with not having that cooler.
Yeah, and here's the game 2 that was rebooted there. We do see the very balanced another balanced effort, honestly, from the rest of the team. Vapor, of course, going off on a 16 splat spree there to boot, and Diamond Rays really honestly tried their best with this one. This was the game where in the last few seconds we saw that Diamond Rays was making a valiant push at the end. Didn't really amount to unfortunately didn't do a whole lot though. But Jay doing their role of painting and then using Crab when needed most. That's the big thing we saw from Jay, and then Vapor doing their part as an Expo user. Penn State's balance effort paid out here very well.
I barely was unable to catch this game, but in this, I can see just from the KDs that it was really close. Just from not just like the score, but the KDs. Everyone was there was definitely a lot of fighting between both of these two teams, just from the good amount of deaths. But at least from here, you can see that Jay and Vapor was very good on the support, only dying a few times and Jay getting an impressive 7 crab tanks, even with no cooler. That's especially on this meta, that's impressive.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna go on to the stats for game 3. This was the Sturgeon Rainmaker game that Penn State also had. Again, this was pretty much the name of the game here. Jay was able to paint a lot for the squad. If you look at this, there again, both teams really had a balanced effort. Skull, unfortunately, getting caught at the worst moments there, and I think this was just more attributed to how the rest of Penn State pretty much played their comps overall for this particular game. Of course, Jay doing their part, staying alive with the 10 splats, 4 deaths on their squad. But honestly, this was another well-balanced effort. I've said this, I think, for the first 3 games, but it really starts to highlight how well the team kind of gelled together for this game 3. I'm not sure if you had the opportunity to see this game, Inkai.
Unfortunately, I was not, but I'll probably be back on watching the VODs on the VOD shortly. I want to see how all the previous 3 games or 4. Wait, no. Yeah, 4, because it was a 3-1. So yeah, I'm excited to see how all these 4 games went. Yeah, I remember this was the one that IVC Diamond Rays was able to win. Just with from what it seems like, it was one final push, considering the score is 46-48. So that's only 2 power clams plus around 2 power clams plus couple more.
It was around that range there too. By the way, and I feel like the stats doesn't really paint the entire story. It was really the last few seconds in this game 4 where Penn State just moved up maybe a little too fast, trying to make something happen. Vapor didn't really have quite the game in terms of splats there, but did enough for the assist. But honestly, Penn State, again, I feel like I've said it. I said the broken record here. Balanced effort across the board for everybody. Not enough triple splashdowns, but a lot of killer whales for Jay. It looked pretty solid for Penn State, of course, leading up to the last seconds. We're going to look at the game 5. I think that's the only stats we're going to cover here because those were the more important games that mattered in the end. This was the game winner. And then you start to see this was almost all Penn State the entire way through. Userless, I got to give them credit, though, trying to find any opportunities that they can, but they had to play into this aggressive play style. Penn State just nicked out Userless big time during those key moments there. And Penn State just had full dominance from the game that we saw here in this game 5.
Yeah, I can tell. I think I can also, at least from looking at the comps, I can tell that like the 96 Deco and the Custom Expo are both very good, very good matchups against the front lines of IVCs, and especially Barnacle and Dime is a very lockout heavy map where you have to spend a lot of resources in order to push in. They were probably most likely. I was there. Yeah, they were able to push back. They were able to push back IVC Diamond Rays and force him to use those resources in order to even have a chance at taking back the zone.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm glad we saw that there. Now we're actually gonna be able to see the last two. This was the one where it was for fun, play all sevens, coming up here. I mean, at this point, Jay, we should not be remotely surprised that what we saw for the gold arrow spray stats. That was stupid. All things close to 2,900, almost 3,000 ink painted for Jay. Yeah, I feel like your reaction sums up mine. 15 Booyah Bombs farmed.
Let me put that in the calculator. Give me a second. So like, that's like 3 a minute.
Oh, it almost felt like it, yeah.
Yeah, 3 a minute, and then like I guess wait. I'm not gonna calculate the points for special because like a special charge up exists. But dang, that's a crazy amount of paint, especially like on. I mean, I guess on a ranked match it's longer, but it's harder to then. It's also harder because like once you start pushing up, you have less paint to even work with. But I guess if they were going down enough, I guess it was charging up that tenacity to allow them those 15 Booyah Bombs to happen.
Yeah, I mean that's just tenacity in this gold arrow spray. I'm just gonna. I think I'm gonna have a lot of questions with Jay at some point after the cast about what the heck were you doing with this? Was it a for fun game 6 or you just wanted to do it anyway? But this concludes the triple header for CCA opening weekend. This has been a fun triple header to boot. This was, and hey, hopefully the season goes out well for everybody involved. Obviously, for Diamond Rays, losing the set 1-4, not a great start to the season, but you got a lot of weeks to go. Penn State Blue still looking to defend their Division 1 title, looking real strong to start off this one. I mean, and hey, hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the triple header. Inkai, I'm gonna hand it over to you if you want to plug anything. I know you hopped in the last half, but we still gotta give you your flowers. Where can the people find you?
You can usually you can find me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com @InkaiVT. There I will be streaming all my sets for my team, CPP Wave Riders. Fun fact, actually my stream will be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. PST. I'll be facing against, I believe, it's their name is the Bull Shark Black Tips.
Yep.
Yeah, which are Bull Shark Black Tips, and I might be there a little bit early, but probably not. I'm kind of busy with homework. But besides that, my 1 year streaming anniversary as a VTuber will be on the 26th in 10 days. Hopefully, I have something on that day. Hopefully, if not, it'll be like a week or two later because spring break is at the beginning of April.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have to quickly sign off here because we got a raid coming up here. So find me Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, Kiln2570. Thank you guys for tuning in to the rest of the triple header with our producer Neptune and my co-commentator Inka. I'm Kiln saying have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We will see you guys tomorrow for more CCA action here on CCA Splatoon. Until then, see you guys later.